Hello guys, my name is Creek with Terrarian Watcher, and today we're going to be analyzing and taking an in-depth look at the Terraria Otherworld teaser trailer. So kicking off the trailer, it reminds us that all the footage that you guys are about to see, is pre-alpha, meaning that it may change completely, the game may look completely different by the time that it actually releases. No matter how long or how short that time span actually is. So this game is developed by both Relogic and Engine Software, which I'm going to go ahead and pause. Relogic is the original developers of Terraria 1, the two-man team, the awesome two-man team, and Engine Software, if my research proves correct, is one of the companies that helped port Terraria to the consoles and mobile platforms, and they also did some work on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 versions of the game, so they do have some background experience with Terraria and Relogic. But the first thing you're going to notice is that the art style is completely different. This is completely different than the original Terraria. Everything from the hotbar in the top left corner has more of a bevel, almost steampunky design, to the hearts and the mana bars in the top right. Everything looks completely different. It's a lot more almost gritty, dark, and again, steampunky. And if you take a look at the landscape, very, very dark, almost depressing feel from the specific scene in the trailer. Very dark. So stopping right here, again, the first thing you're going to notice is the art style, and this is a much better close-up of it. Everything from the tree, it's no longer a single, straight up stick. It has some curves to it, some curvature. The grass, the blocks, they no longer look like squares. They look dynamic, very, real, streamlined. You have some pots there on the ground, very artistic. Grass, the background, everything about this completely different art style, almost Starbound-like. I would say it's almost Starbound-like. As for the machine in the middle, I have an idea somewhat about what it is and what function it serves, but we're going to get into that a little bit later on because it does pop up once more in the trailer. So stopping right here, we can see the hero for the first time. And if you'll notice, he's actually holding a sword and a shield. In the hotbar, he just has a sword selected, so it's very likely that the shield is going to have the same, attributes and mechanics that it does in Terraria 1 now. You just put it in the slot and it acts as a defensive weapon or tool item. But whether or not you can actually, block with it or actively use it defensively, we do not know. It just looks really cool. This guy's wearing some very awesome armor, and he has a very awesome shield, very awesome sword, and it looks like he's in a corruption biome. We have I do believe these are called the Soul Eaters, or the Eater Worlds, the Devourers, something like that. I always get the names mixed up, but these little worm things, they spawn in the corruption currently in Terraria 1, and that's what this currently looks like. So here we see that weird machine again, and if I just go back and forth a couple of frames, you can see it's kind of like working to and fro there. And you can see a sort of shield, a bubble around it. So I kind of think that this machine is some sort of contraption that puts a protective bubble around a certain area. The actual lore to this game, apparently Terraria 2, Terraria Otherworld will have a sort of premise to it, unlike the first one, where a evil force has completely taken over the land, and your job is to get in there and basically retake the land from the evil force. And perhaps this machine here is helping you do that by keeping the mobs, the monsters, the corruption possibly, or the evil force out of that little bubble. Another thing to note is in the left, you can see a cooking pot and two more weird machines. They kind of look like the statues from the first Terraria. Perhaps it is a statue, perhaps it has something to do with the kind of like beacon machine there in the middle. But as well, if you look at the bottom, we can see some torch mechanics going on. Torches look completely different and a lot more stylized than they were in Terraria 1. So here we have some underwater mechanics. You can see that the actual mountain is very fluid. Again, the art style, I just cannot get over how different the art style is. It looks very good. And if we slowly go along here, you can actually see the cursor in game there. It looks like you can customize the color of the cursor again, because that is a red cursor. And he is shooting some fire arrows underneath the water there. And he also has on his shield still. So he's shooting some arrows, has his shield. He has some wings on. So hopefully the wings do make a return in Terraria Otherworld. And then here, this is very interesting. Our hero is coming out of a cave. But if you'll notice, the crosshairs are changed. And if you look in the hotbar, it looks like he has a torch selected. So possibly the torch mechanic is changed so that you have a lot more places where you can place and put down torches. Because the crosshair is not in Terraria 1, and I don't believe it's in any of the other versions of Terraria, and so far in the trailer has just showed up with the torch here. So very interesting. Another thing is his armor. He looks like he's wearing cactus armor here, perhaps, with some wooden shield. Does very much look like cactus armor. So here, this scene threw me off a little bit. First off, the trees. Look at the trees. They're humongous trees. But at first glance, this looks like meteors raining down from the sky. It isn't. It's actually arrows coming down. And you'll notice that our hero has a bow and arrow selected in the hotbar, but I don't think he shot this. So perhaps this is a boss fight, or another mob is shooting arrows at our hero. Also, another thing, he has a cape. Hero has a cape on. We have capes now. Capes are cool. So I'm going to go back and replay the scene. There's a lot going on here. So first off, our character, you have the smart cursor. You can see the little yellow box that is the smart cursor, currently in Terraria 1 as well. But the tree is falling, and this does not look like a background tree. This looks like an actual tree in the foreground that you'll collect wood from. So that is cool. The trees have a falling animation now. They no longer just like collapse into a pile of wood. But also on the left of the screen, as we progress here, we're going to see I do believe these are called Devourers. They spawn in the corruption. They're like the little purple flying things. This is what it reminds me of from Terraria 1. And then of course we have the wood coming from the tree there. But also it looks like our hero is attacking what may be an antlion. I don't know if you remember them from Terraria 1. It could also be a caterpillar, antlion caterpillar. It doesn't look too hostile. So perhaps it's just a passive creature. But as well, in the bottom right, we have a structure. We have like a cave that our hero has, I'm assuming our hero has modified it, and it looks like there's gates and fancy torches, and it just looks fantastic. But that is it. That is the teaser trailer for Terraria Otherworld. Real quick though, we're going to take a look at some official screenshots that the devs have released alongside the trailer. So this is the first screenshot. Looking at the hotbar, we have some cobwebs, we have some sticks. It looks like maybe we have some rubies and some diamonds or something. I'm not entirely sure. But the interesting thing here is the monster. What kind of monster is that? It looks like a zombie, but almost like a corruption mutated zombie. Very interesting design. Moving on to the second screenshot, this again has that weird machine contraption, except it's a little bit different. So maybe there's certain tiers of this machine, and each tier has a different range on it. But this appears to be underground. Kind of looks like a sort of mining shaft kind of deal. And our hero is fighting skeletons there with bows and arrows. The skeletons look very, very gritty. Again, the art style is just, I keep going on and on about the art style, but seriously, it just amazes me how much the art style has changed. Here we have an underwater photo. Not much to see here, besides there's some pots on the ground of the ocean there. Maybe we'll get some more diversity in the ocean biomes. Terraria 1 didn't have a whole lot to do with the ocean. I'd like to see maybe some more ocean content in Terraria Otherworlds. And then finally, the money shot of the trailer. There's so much going on in this screenshot. First off, we have our hero's house. It almost looks like it wasn't built with blocks. It looks like this was maybe even spawned in because of how smooth and just streamlined the art style is. But what is there to say? There's so much stuff going on. We have like the mirror in the background, the glass window. We have the chandelier. We have our hero. Very detailed. Hopefully we can get some very detailed character customization. That would be amazing. But also in the top of the house, we have 3 people. I'm not sure these 3 people are who they are. I'm assuming that they're NPCs, sort of like the ones in Terraria 1, and you can maybe buy and sell to them. So that would be nice. But also we have a support structure in the bottom of the house. Maybe there's some sort of like physics system in the game now, so you can't just, you know, build a house in the sky or else it's gonna fall down. That would be pretty cool. But also in the right, we have another one of those little bubble machines. Not sure what that is, but it probably has a very key mechanic in the game. Probably a very key part of the gameplay. But that is it for Terraria Otherworld. I'll have a link in the description of the video if you guys want to watch the trailer uninterrupted without any commentary, just straight up trailer. But until next time, my name has been Creek with Terrarian Watcher, and be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest Terrarian news, rumors, updates, tips, and tricks, anything and everything to do with Terraria. This is the place to go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.